When we're starting to learn push-ups, a lot of people try to think, can I do it on the floor or not? And a lot of the form I see of people doing it on the floor sucks. So when you start push-ups, you want to have a bar that is very comfortable for you to push up on. And so you can use a rack and just change the amount of pins that you use as you continue to get stronger. So a higher bar will be much easier than if I move it lower. So if I can do the max amount of reps prescribed on this higher bar, I might move it down one. Or if it was really easy, I'll move it down to a much lower position and I'll aim to do my reps there. When practicing your push-up, I like to have a stacked wrist position, so I don't want to see hands like this and I don't want to see hands like this. Keeping the bar straight through the forearm allows you to get the best pressing position. In terms of the cues for the push-up, you want to think about trying to bend the bar as you come down, and that's going to help open your shoulders. And you want to try and pull it apart as well. So I've got this pull apart and bend, pulls my chest up to the bar while I'm doing it. So in action, I go bend and pull apart as I lower and punch. So if I can get pretty low on the rack on my progressions, then you might want to start to look at floor progressions. So when I'm on the floor practicing my push-ups, I can start with a kneeling push-up. So think of it like we have a certain amount of weight in our knees and a certain amount of weight in our feet. And so you don't want to just be all knees, dump over, fall forward. Over time, you want to try and progress from more weight in the knees, and as you get stronger, you go more weight in the toes until you can go, and there I just had a little soft drop of the knees during the reps, and as soon as I didn't need them, I stopped using them. And then over time, you will need them less and less. So that is a soft knee push-up. Other variations that you can play with is a push down, so it's a controlled negative of a push-up. So I go control, 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 and then to press back up, I go onto the knees. Until I don't need them, press back to the top. Control, 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 drop down, press back up. So learning to push up better is a skill. Yes, you need the muscular development, and doing push-ups, you will build the muscles, but you also need to just be good at learning to distribute your body weight through your hands, through your knees, through your feet. So that is the main progressions of push-ups that you will use, is going from a high bar to a lower bar, down to the floor, soft knee push-ups, push downs, and then you can start to look at full body push-ups. So they are progressions from the top down, from the ground up, to doing a push-up. On top of that, if push-ups are quite comfortable for you, this is a good chance for you to explore either push-ups on rings, or you can start to work towards your dip pattern. Now your dips may be on rings, or if you want, you can use this machine, which is a lot more stable. But when we're doing push-ups on the rings, we can use these, and it's much more important to film your sets if you're going to use rings, because over time you might start here, and then as you get stronger you're getting lower, and you may need to drop the rings until they are lower as well. If you wanted to work towards dip progressions, I've got 3 levels for you. So level 1 is you've got 2 feet on the ground, you're dropping into this deep knee bend and pressing back up. And so you need the rings quite low there. Level 2 is you're going right up onto one tippy toe to balance yourself for these controlled dips. And level 3 is going into a full body dip using no support with the feet. You need to be able to hit your support position at the top of the rings and then control yourself down. So this would be one of the toughest variations. And then if you can do this quite comfortably, you can start to use a dip belt and increase load in this position, and that would be the most advanced variation for the push-up slash dip progression cycle. So if I can do a controlled dip, then I can start to work towards weighted dips. Note on the dips, you've got the support position here, and then a better support position to practice over time, but maybe separate to the push-up pattern initially, is turning these rings out. So you got here, so if I'm there, and then as I come down, press, turn out. So that is a full progressions from push-ups all the way down to the floor, push-ups on the floor, then even playing on the rings. You can do push-ups. You can do the whole push-up progression series on the rings just by going start high, lower, 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 until you are horizontal on the rings, and then you're doing basically push-ups on the floor. So there's so much to play with and practice, but I really recommend that you film your sets. Otherwise, you won't know that you're progressing as much as what you think. But if you start up here, you can track your pin heights as your kilos, counting from the bottom. Probably use the same rack consistently. So it can go 1, 2, 3, 4, and over time, you put it down. So yeah, that is your push-up progression series.